Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope I'm audible and my screen is also visible. Please let me know if I'm audible and visible. You can react thumbs up. If I'm audible and visible, please react thumbs up. I'm launching technical check poll also. Okay, great. Yes. Okay, great. So I'm visible as well as audible also. Chalo bhai. Now we will start today's chapter with great enthusiasm. I am Disha Varshni and I'm Biology Program Associate in Avanti Fellows. And today I'm going to discuss about evolution with you guys. Hope you will have a wonderful class. Okay, so yes, evolution. What do you understand by evolution? Any idea? You can let me know your views through the chat box as well. What do you understand by evolution? Any guesses? Okay, basically, evolution is the gradual change among living organism. ठीक है, जैसे कि if we talk about human beings, so million and billion years ago, that time human being was different, their brain capacity was different, their physique was different, but after so many years, due to gradual changes, they have evolved into something else. Right now our brain capacity is completely different from the human which was billion years ago, right? So regarding human evolution also, we are going to discuss about it regarding plants and all the other necessary organism. We all are going to discuss about it today. Chalo bhai, I think sabhi aa gaye hain, right? Almost everyone has joined the class. Okay, so let's start today's class with origin of life. Now, what do you understand by origin of life? Like, I think everyone have heard about Big Bang Theory, isn't it? Big Bang Theory. So, it is to be believed that universe is around 20 billion years old. Can you imagine? 20 billion years old. And it comprises huge clusters of galaxies. Like our galaxy is Milky Way. Do you know this? Okay, great Lakshmi, Gauri Lakshmi. So, we were talking about Big Bang Theory. Basically, Big Bang Theory kya hai? Again, it is believed that universe has been developed due to the single huge expansion. Okay, wait. Single huge explosion. Okay, so universe expanded and temperature came down. Hydrogen and helium formed. Gases condensed and formed the galaxies of present day universe. So due to the single huge explosion, as you can see in this image as well, our universe has been originated. This thing is believed. If we talk about our Earth, so it is believed that our Earth has been developed in like 45 billion years ago. So there are many theories which was like many scientists came and gone and tried to prove that yes, universe has been developed in this way, earth has been formed in this way. So we are going to discuss about all the theories which is most accepted. Okay, so yes, this was the Big Bang theory, now it is discarded. So basically it tried to explain the origin of universe and uh, end up saying that yes, after the universe expansion, the temperature came down, hydrogen and helium formed. Okay, two gases were formed, those were hydrogen and helium, and then gases condensed and formed the galaxies of present day universe. That was the Big Bang theory. Now let's talk about origin of life on early earth. Basically, it was believed that there was no atmosphere, even the water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, and amine released from the molten mass. Okay, and the UV rays coming from the sun was splitting the water into hydrogen and oxygen, and the H2, that was the lighter, it was escaping from the atmosphere. Okay, and if we talk about the oxygen, then what was the function of oxygen? It was combined with ammonia and methane to form water and CO2 and other things. Okay, so during that time, ozone layer was also formed. We know ozone layer. What is ozone layer, beta? What is ozone layer? What is the function of ozone layer? बचपन से हम लोग पढ़ते आ रहे हैं in moral science as well. We were studying about ozone layer. Thank God electricity came. Yeah. So what is ozone layer? Anyone? Please let me know through the chat box. भाई ओजोन लेयर क्या होता है, आप लोग पढ़ रहे हो ना? ओजोन लेयर प्रोटेक्ट अस फ्रॉम दी harmful UV rays, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, Gauri Lakshmi, very good. Yes, it is a protective layer from harmful rays. What about others? भाई बाकी लोग क्यों रिप्लाई नहीं कर रहे? What about others? So yes, during that time ozone layer was formed. Water vapor जो थे, water vapor start condensing and start falling down in the form of rains, and hence our ocean formed, right? Okay, so basically life appeared around 500 million years after the formation of earth. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, like 45 billion years ago, Earth is formed. Okay, Earth कब माना जाता है? Around 45 billion years ago. And yes, blanket of atmosphere. Right, Shivni. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Okay, so yes, basically, जो life है, it is believed that it is occur around 4 billion years ago. Okay, 4 billion years ago. That B by A is not Bia, it is billion years ago. All right, chalo. So by these were the things which is used to believe that yes, these things happened during that time. Okay, chalo. Now next, as I have mentioned that many scientists came and gone, right? So there was a theory called panspermia. अब भाई इसमें क्या होता है panspermia में? So basically, early Greek thinkers thought that our unit of life has been evolved from these spores. They have been transferred to different planets, including our Earth, and hence our lives have been originated. So this theory is called panspermia. This is the panspermia theory. Now the next is abiogenesis theory. This was given by who? This was given by, let's choose this color. This was given by von Helmont. This was given by von Helmont. So he said that life came out of decaying and rotting matter like straw, mud. Okay. So that was the theory of abiogenesis, means life have been originated from the abiotic components, and this generation is called spontaneous generation. All right. Spontaneous generation. Now, next is biogenesis. Bhai, now what is biogenesis? When life comes only from pre-existing life. Okay, pre-existing life. अब ये किसने दिया था? Who has given this? It was given by Pasteur, and Pasteur ने एक swan neck experiment भी perform किया था. Okay, swan neck experiment भी perform किया था इन्होंने. Please लिख लो, important है. He also performed swan neck experiment. He didn't use swan in this. He just used vessels whose, neck was like that. Okay. So basically, biogenesis में भाई क्या है? That life comes only from pre-existing life. Okay. Now, what happened in this swan neck? I'm not discussing it in very detail, but let me get through you कि एक इन्होंने इस तरह से long neck वाला vessel लिया था, right? और उसमें इन्होंने क्या डाला? Yeast plus sugar डाला. Okay? Yeast plus sugar डाला और फिर उसको seal कर दिया. Then after some time, when he observed, then he found out that there was living, when he broke its neck, then he found out that there was some living matter present. All right. So that's what happened in swan neck experiment. Please remember this. This is quite important. Now, the next is chemical evolution. So, Oparin and Haldane, इन्होंने ये theory दी थी, chemical evolution. So he said that first form of life have come from pre-existing non-living organic molecule. Means life have been arise from non-living matter. आपने 10th class में भी पढ़ा होगा. I know. I think ये delete हो गया था CBSE से. But if you guys were, studious enough, so then you might have studied about this Stanley and Miller experiment. So basically, Stanley and Miller came to recreate this theory, and then they performed it in the lab. So basically, they created early atmosphere, and later on found out that yes, life can be originated from non-living matter. So yes, formation of life was preceded by chemical evolution, formation of diverse organic molecule from inorganic. Okay, so again, this is also important. Oparin and Haldane said that life have come from pre-existing non-living organic molecule. All right, now let's move forward. Yes, this is the experiment as I have mentioned, right? So क्या हुआ है भाई यहाँ पे? So this is the Stanley Miller and Urey experiment. You can see that they have, created it in the laboratory like early atmosphere. There are electrodes to produce spark. There were some, gases which was present in early atmosphere. There is a vacuum pump. There is water, condenser. Everything is there, right? So similar condition, these guys had created in their lab, and then they created an electric discharge in a closed flask, जिसमें ये सारी gases थी at a vapor around 800 degrees Celsius, right? And then they observed that there was the formation of amino acid, and we know amino acids are the basic content of living beings. So in similar experiments, they have also observed that formation of sugars, nitrogenous bases, pigments, and fats were also found. So This version of biogenesis is the first form of life arose from through evolutionary forces from non-living molecule and is accepted by majority. So this experiment is the most accepted experiment. That is why it makes it important, right? ये 10th में भी आता है, but 10th में I think आप लोगों ने skip कर दिया था, जितना कि मुझे याद है. चलो भाई आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now evidences. Now there are many evidences which supports evolution. All right, आपने देखा भी होगा, there are many movies which have been made on the evolutionary theories, like आपने Jurassic Park देखी है ना, और कौन सा है, like you might have visited some kind of museum, है ना, so there you might have seen some fossils, some eggs, some dinosaur skeleton, right? So these are the, what they are. These are the evidence which reflect the evolutionary history, right? So yes, paleontological evidence. First of all, what is paleontological evidence? This thing I want to know from you guys. What are the paleontological evidence? Please let me know in the chat box. Class. Veena, Priyadarshini, Shushan, Ritu, Prishthya. Okay, fossils. Okay, right. Does anyone else want to say something else? Basically, beta, fossils. Yes, you guys have said it right. Paleontological evidence means the evidence which we get through fossils, right? Fossils are the one which reflect the evolutionary history, isn't it? If we wouldn't get fossils, then we won't be able to understand the concept of evolution, that yes, this thing have been arise from that thing, right? So this perspective was given with the help of fossils. Now what are fossils? What are fossils? Fossils are remains of hard part of life forms which are found in rock. Like after so much digging, you may found out some remains of the living beings. They might have dead on those rocks, है ना? So their remains give some kind of impression. So through that impression, we will be able to figure out, yes, what kind of structure they used to have. Right? Are you getting my point? So basically, they are remains of their hard part. If we talk about hard part, then to what we are saying, what are hard parts? Class, what are hard parts? Bones, skeleton, right? Yes, good. Bones, skeleton. Basically, they takes lot of time to degrade, right? They takes lot of time to degrade. There is also a technique called which technique there is? Can you recall any technique to figure out the that this is this much old? There was a technique called carbon dating, right? So okay, we'll talk about it later if we would get chance to meet next time, right? So basically, forensic, nice, Veena, very general answer. But yeah, through forensic, these all things comes under the forensic branch, basically paleontology branch, I would like to say. So yes, fossils are the remains of hard part of life forms which are found in rock, right? So fossils in different sedimentary layer indicates the geological period. Are you getting my point? If you dig, then you will found some hard part. If you dig and dig and dig and more, you will found some another remains, right? So basically, they indicate what? Geological period in which they exist. As far as I remember, there is a technique called carbon dating through which you can detect the amount of carbon. So with the help of carbon amount, scientists are able to identify its age And there are obviously so many methods, but I have, studied about it only. So I'm telling you guys. Anyways, life forms varied over time, right? So certain life forms are restricted to certain geological time span. Okay. So paleontological evidences are there. Now, next I would like to say, just give yes. So I would like to tell you, please note down few terms like, please note down few terms key paleontological, I mean age of fossils is determined by, please note it down, age of fossils determined by carbon dating. Okay. Now, next is father of paleontology. Please note them down. Father of paleontology कौन है हमारे? They are Leonardo da Vinci. So these are the things which I would like to tell you. और जो मॉडर्न फादर है वो हो जाएंगे हमारे जी क्यूवियर. Now next is morphological and anatomical evidences. Now morphological evidences भाई क्या है हमारे? क्या है हमारे morphological evidences? Basically, there are two terms called homologous and analogous. So first we will talk about homologous, that is divergent evolution. ठीक है? Divergent evolution means homologous organ. Now what are homologous organ? Who has anatomically same structure but they perform different function, right? But they perform different function. Now this part is very very important for the exam point of view. आपके KCET में as well as in NEET questions have come from this side. ठीक है? Like many times. और अभी भी बहुत ज्यादा probability है कि question इस topic से जरूर आएंगे. So please note down their examples like whales, bats, cheetah and human share similarities in the pattern of bone forelimb. आप देख रहे हो? इनकी forelimb में क्या है? Bone का pattern same है, but their functions are different, right? Human की forelimb जो है, they are designed for different function. Cats का क्या है? अलग है. Cats तो it helps them to crawl. Whale का different है, bats का different है, right? But due to evolution, they have been, diverged for different function. That's why it is called divergent evolution. And in plants, if you look, then thorn and tendrils of bougainvillea and cucurbita represent homology. आप देख सकते हो bougainvillea and cucurbit. इसका जो thorn है और tendril है, it seems something same, isn't it? But they have been diverged to perform different function. So that is why divergent evolution. Now, next is convergent, which is called analogous. Okay. So basically, what they have different structure, but perform same function, right? For example, wings of butterfly and of birds. It looks alike, but their structure is analogous. Now, same goes with the eye of octopus and of the mammals. Their function is same, to see the world around, right? But their structure is different. Same goes with the flippers of penguins and dolphin. Basically, these are analogous in nature. And that is why we call convergent evolution, means they did have different functions, but to perform same function, they have been converged, right? That is why we are calling it convergent evolution. Now, the next is sweet potato and potato. As you can see, sweet potato is the root modification, very important point, and potato is the stem modification, right? So structurally, they are, different, but they have same function. Okay. Now, let's move on toward the another thing called natural selection. Now, natural selection, भाई अब ये क्या चीज है natural selection? Sorry. Yes. What do you mean by natural selection? बताइए भाई. देखिए, generally what happened, due to the environment, living beings, gradually adapt the environment and start changing their body. And this change is very, gradual, that you can't see it. It took years to years, generation to generation to evolve, right? Yes, survival of the fittest. Yes, you can say that. Right, Gauri. So, NCERT has given a very beautiful example of moth, right? So they have mentioned white winged moth and dark winged moth. So basically, what's the deal with white winged moth? White colored lichen covered the trees. Okay. Basically, in starting, moth were used to be, wait. Yes, before industrialization, if we talk about, then white-winged moth were more in number. Okay, before industrialization, white-winged moth were more in number and used to cover the trees. And जो dark one they were picked out by predators easily, because you can easily detect if something is darker in color in a whole white portion, as you can see in this image, right? But what happened after industrialization due to pollution and all? Tree trunk became dark, right? Since tree trunk became dark due to smoke and soot, so what start happening? Now you can see in the second image, yes. In the B image, you can see tree trunk become darker due to the pollution, smoke, and etc. So that white-winged moth can be easily detected, right, by the predators. But black-winged moth are not. So moths have started, evolving. So the dark-winged moth number increased after industrialization. So that is the example of natural selection mentioned by NCERT. So observation was that predators will spot a moth against a contrasting background, right? जैसे कि like before industrialization, dark one were easily picked up by the predators, but after industrialization, white wings were easily picked up by predators due to the darker background because of pollution, right? So conclusion was that those living beings who can better adapt themselves according to the environment will have a chance of survival, and they will also be able to increase in their population size. Okay, so this is the example of natural selection. Now let's move forward towards the evolution by anthropogenic action. Now what do you mean by anthropology? Class, what do you mean by anthropology? Let me know through the chat box. भाई एंथ्रोप क्या समझते हैं आप एंथ्रोपोजेनिक एक्शन से? I want answer from each of you. Please let me know through the chat box. Zoom people and YouTube people, please let me know. भाई आंसर करिए, ऐसे थोड़ी चलेगा. एंथ्रोपोजेनिक एक्शन क्या होते हैं? प्लीज आंसर. Okay, action by human beings. Yes, right, Gauri, Lakshmi, you are right. So basically, the evolution which was caused by due to the human action. Okay, so another beautiful example is mentioned here. So excess use of herbicides and pesticides resulted in selection of resistant variety. Okay, as you can see, the pesticide application. So pesticide, then there were more number of beetles, right? And after pesticide application, as you can see, their population size become reduced. So also true for, it is also true for microbes against which we employ antibiotic. Okay, so stochastic process based on chance event in nature and chance mutation in the organism. So these are the things which you can see in the anthropogenic action. Now the another, adaptive radiation. So it was given by Darwin. Basically what happens during adaptive radiation, I think ये आप board exams में भी पढ़ चुके हो कई बार, right? Board exams में तो पूरा आता है अच्छे से. Adaptive radiation, so process of evolution of different species in a given geographical area starting from a point and radiating to other areas of geography. Means what does it mean? Who will explain it? Class, who will explain this? Basically, from a point, like different species is evolving in their different way according to their geographical area. Okay, so basically he mentioned about the evolution due to the geographical evolution, right? So when more than one adaptive radiation appear to have occurred in an isolated geographical area, one can call this convergent evolution. अच्छा, इन्होंने यहाँ पे marsupial का example mentioned here. As you can see that they all have similar they all have same ancestral origin, but due to their different geography, right, they have been evolved into different kind of organism, right? And इन्होंने किसका example दिया? एक तो this one is for Australian marsupial and the other one is Darwin finches भी बोला जाते हैं. Okay, so these are the birds. Initially birds used to eat wait. Yes. So basically they have mentioned that initially birds used to pick insects, right? So their beak was very, sharp, and their beak side was, beak structure was very different. But then due to geographical distribution, then on the Galapagos island, and due to the various factors, they have their beaks have, so from this to this, these finches have been evolved so much in the Galapagos Island. So Darwin mentioned this, and this is one of the greatest example of Darwin finches. Are you getting it? Adaptive radiation means due to the surrounding, when organism adapt the surrounding, and according to surrounding they have changed their morphological structure gradually, and this evolution is very gradual, that you cannot see it with your naked eyes. Are you getting it? Okay, great. Now we can move toward the another thing. This is theory of Lamarckism. Basically, what do you understand by theory of Lamarckism? What do you understand by theory of Lamarckism? Basically, theory of Lamarckism is also called theory of inheritance of acquired characters. Postulate भाई इनके क्या थे? Use and disuse of organism and speciation. Means if if something is not in use, then that character will vanish gradually, right? And new character species will acquire according to their need. Like they have given they have mentioned the example of giraffe, right? As you can see, the neck of the giraffe was very, small, but due to the, limited resources around them, food resources around them, they have, elongated their neck from generation to generation to get the food properly. So this is the example of um, inheritance of acquired character. Okay. Python का भी इन्होंने example दिया था that Python does not have, they do have rudimentary pelvic region. So ये भी example है. Flightless birds का उन्होंने example दिया था, but इसको criticize भी किया था by Weismann. ठीक है. He what they did, August Weismann, वैसे this thing is not in your syllabus, I guess, but let me tell you, Weismann criticized his theory and said that by proving that actually he cut it tail of the mice up to 20th generation, and then he found out that their tail was still present even after all the 20th generation. So he said that this is rubbish. This theory does not apply. Okay, so these are the things. Same Pavlov came and he trained dogs, but after several generations, dog will start doing this. So many people came and criticized his theory. Now next is Darwinian theory. So basically it is the theory of natural selection. So what he said, जैसे कि हमने बताया, एक तो इनका यही एग्जाम्पल था नेचुरल सिलेक्शन वाला, that food resource and space is limited, and variation in population is continuous and discontinuous. Okay, so जो variation है population में, that will be continuous and discontinuous. And if we talk about speciation, then it may lead to speciation. If we talk about mutation theory, okay, so mutation theory was given by Hugo de Vries. He said that single step may lead to large variation. Okay, so these were the theory given by these scientists. Now Lamarckism का वही, long neck we have discussed, Python का we have discussed, Darwinism का we have already discussed कि survival of the fittest होगा, struggle for existence, right? Now next is Hardy-Weinberg principle. Now what happened in this principle? It says that allele frequency in a population will remain stable and in constant form even after generation to generation. Okay, the gene pool. What is gene pool? Basically total gene and their allele in a population will remain constant. Okay, and then he said that this is the genetic equilibrium, because everything remains constant from generation to generation. So sum total of all allele frequency will be 1. Okay, now next is, जैसे कि इन्होंने example भी दिया, population of 20 beetle. Each beetle is a gene pool and their total gene pool of that population will always be same. Okay, now next is their equation. So he represented this equation with this p square plus 2pq plus q square is equal to 1, means whole population will be 1. ये क्या है? Frequency of first, frequency of heterozygosity, and this is the another species frequency. Okay, so change of frequency of allele in a population disturb Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. This change will always be possible due to the evolution, otherwise it will remains constant. Okay, and what are the factors which affect the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium? They will be gene flow, means if organism is migrating, genetic drift due to sudden things, mutation, this is the sudden change in the genes, and another one is genetic recombination, right? Due to the recombination of two different factors, they might form some variant. Now natural selection, right? नेचुरल सिलेक्शन, जैसे कि प्रेडेटर्स किसको सिलेक्ट करते हैं, एंड जिसकी बीटल्स वाला हमने एग्जांपल दिया था, या इसमें भी आप देख रहे हो. ओके, सो नेचुरल सिलेक्शन. नाउ these are the graphs which representing the stabilization selection, directional and undirectional selection. Okay, okay, so this is the directional, and this is the disruptional. Beta, this is the disruptional. Typing mistake हो गई है. Disruptional. This is the means more individual require peripheral value, and इसमें क्या है? It is requiring mean value, and this occurs in all means this is the original. Okay. Now next is about if we talk about, so next is about biological evolution. Matlab like biological evolution, mention these: stabilizing selection, directional, and disruptional selection. Okay. Disruptional. Now इन्होंने ह्यूगो ड्यूराइज के बारे में काफी बात करी है. सो ह्यूगो ड्यूराइज ने क्या बताया था? सॉल्टेशन बताया था. सॉल्टेशन बाय ह्यूगो डी राइज. He said that single step may lead to larger mutation. Okay, chalo. These were the important topics which I have discussed in today's class. I hope you guys have understood this concept, and I would like to discuss some questions with you guys if you guys are comfortable. Can we go for questions? If you have any doubt, please ask. If you guys have faced any doubt in the chapter, please you can ask. Feel free to ask. Please go through this evolution chapter through your NCERT textbook so that you will be able to figure out that what are the things you won't be able to understand. Okay. Okay. Chalo. Now next is this question, primitive, wait, what are you asking? Veena, founder's effect. Okay. So, founder's effect is like that when, suppose there is a large population and from that small part of population will get separated. Then we can call it founder effect. Okay. Chalo. Yes, now primitive atmosphere was made of the mixture of. एक बार आप क्वेश्चंस और सॉल्व कर लीजिए, then you will get some insight कि yes, किस तरह के क्वेश्चन. मीथेन वाटर. सेकंड इज हाइड्रोजन अमोनिया मीथेन ऑक्सीजन. थर्ड इज हाइड्रोजन, सॉरी माय इंटरनेट इज अनस्टेबल. यस, हाइड्रोजन स्टीम मीथेन अमोनिया. नेक्स्ट इज ऑक्सीजन मीथेन वाटर एंड निकल. सो व्हाट विल बी इट्स आंसर? आई एम लॉन्चिंग पोल. भाई क्या है इसका आंसर? प्लीज आंसर इट थ्रू द पोल. Which one will be the correct answer? Please answer it quickly. Gauri, Veena, okay. So most of you have answered. I'm sharing the result. Yes, that is correct. Basically, hydrogen, steam, methane, and ammonia is the correct answer. Always remember, primitive atmosphere did not have ऑक्सीजन इन देयर. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे भी ऑक्सीजन है, यहाँ पे भी है, यहाँ पे भी है. सो ये all three options will be wrong. Okay, now next. डार्विन, अच्छा ये match the following है. Now here are scientists name present and they have given some certain theory, so you have to match these things. Now what will be the answer? I am launching technical check poll. Sorry, MCQ poll. Please answer. Okay. What about others? Why are you not participating in the poll? Every one of you, please participate in the MCQ. Look, in crash course, it is really impossible to go into details, right? That is why we have picked only common topics and try to discuss with you. Because, you also know that it is quite impossible to do a whole chapter in 1 hour, right? All we can do is just brush up our concepts, right? So that's what we are doing. And if you have any doubt, please ask me in the chat box. ओके, सो फर्स्ट आंसर आप लोगों ने किया है. चलो देखते हैं फर्स्ट में क्या है. अच्छा, सबसे पहले तो यहाँ पे मुझे पैश्चर दिख रहा है, राइट? So I can see Pasteur, and in the starting, I have mentioned that Pasteur performed swan neck flask experiment, right? So CT, isn't it? CT only first का है, so I would say first. यही कहानी खत्म. चलो बाकी भी देख लेते हैं. Like Darwin, origin of species, right? D. Rice क्या है? Mutation theory. Fox, now protobiosis. Okay, now let's move on. बेटा बोटल नेक इफेक्ट में भी यही होता है. Like there will be sharp reduction in the size of population due to various factors like earthquake, flood. जब भी natural calamities आती हैं तो क्या होता है? Like population size will get reduced, right? So this what happened in bottleneck effect. चलो, now next question. अच्छा, डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. वेट, देखो बोटल नेक इफेक्ट में क्या था. दिस इज अदर देन क्वेश्चन एज यू गाइस हैविंग प्रॉब्लम. बोटल नेक इफेक्ट में क्या है? बोटल नेक इफेक्ट में there is sharp reduction in population due to natural calamities like earthquake, flood and all. And if we talk about founders effect, right? तो founders effect में क्या हो रहा है? There is isolation of small group of population. ठीक है, small group जो है in whole population, it is getting isolated due to various reasons. So this is the difference in bottleneck effect and founders effect. Now look at this question. Evolutionary history of an organism is known as, your options are phylogeny, ancestry, paleontology and ontogeny. What will be its correct answer? I am launching poll. Please submit your answer through the poll. Class, every one of you, please participate. Okay, what about others? Only 2 people are answering. What happened to others? What about others? I am ending poll. तो भाई 50% लोगों ने बोला है पाइलोजेनी, 50% ने बोला है पैलिएंटोलॉजी. बेटा देखो, पैलिएंटोलॉजी is the study of fossils, right? Phylogeny is the study of evolutionary history. Okay, so A will be the correct one. Now next, finches of Galapagos Island. Finches of Galapagos Island provide an evidence in favor of, your options are special creation, option B, evolution due to mutation, option C, retrogressive evolution, option D, biogeographical evolution. What will be its correct answer? I am relaunching the poll. Please submit your answer through the poll. Please submit your answer through the poll. Okay. भाई व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? मतलब बस 2 ही लोग आंसर किए जा रहे हैं, बाकी लोग बिल्कुल भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं ले रहे. हाँ, What about others? Please do participate. Only 5 seconds are left. 5 seconds are left. Chalo, now I am ending poll. Yes, so each of you have answered biogeographical evolution, right? And that is correct. That's what we have studied about the finches of Galapagos Island, isn't it? We have studied about the Darwin finches. You know what? Those finches are called Darwin finches, right? Because at the very first, Darwin discovered them and, studied about their beak pattern. Okay. Like how their beaks have been evolved due to geographical evolution. है ना? Chalo. How they have been evolved from, insect eating to seed eating. So these are the things, very crucial things. Chalo. Now let's move toward the next question. Which one of the following are analogous structure? Now, options are wings of bat and wings of pigeon. Option B, gills of prawn and lungs of man. Option C, thorns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbits. Option D, flippers of dolphin and legs of horn. What are the correct answer? Please submit it in the poll. I am relaunching the poll. बताइए. What about others? Please submit your answer. I'm getting only 2 responses. This is very bad, no? Everyone should participate in this. Please submit your answer. You have 5 seconds left. Okay, I'm ending poll. Yes. So A answer is the correct. Wings of bat and wings of pigeon. They do share what? Analogous में हमने क्या पढ़ा था? Different structure but same functions, right? So they do have different structure but they perform same function. That is for what? क्या करते हैं pigeon और bat? Bat and pigeon, what they do? Fly or swim? Fly करते हैं ना बेटा. So this is the example of what? Convergent evolution. Like they have been converged to perform same function, isn't it? So are you getting it? Please react thumbs up. I feel like I'm just, talking to myself. Okay, great Lakshmi, great Veena. What about others? Priyadarshini, Ritu, what about you guys? सो तो नहीं गए आप लोग लेक्चर ऑन करके? चलो चलो भाई आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now, which is the most common mechanism of genetic variation in the population of sexually reproducing organism? Again, I am relaunching the poll. So you have to answer. First option is chromosomal aberration. Second is genetic drift. Third is recombination. And the fourth is transduction. What will be its correct answer? Please submit your answer in the poll. Oh, so much variation in answers. What about others? Ritu, Priyadarshini. Okay. So I'm ending poll. I think every one of you have answered, right? Okay, great. Sharing results. So 67% answer genetic drift and 33% answered option C, that is recombination. भाई एक बात बताइए, जो genetic variation होता है in sexually reproducing organism, that is because of recombination. Okay, recombination is the reason. आपने पढ़ा भी होगा ना सेल साइकिल में, आपको रीजन पता चल गया था कि why recombination occurs, right? So recombination occurs due to which genetic variation happen in sexually reproduces. Wing structure, analogous structure represent convergent evolution. Your phylogenetic structure represent divergent evolution. What will be its answer? I'm relaunching the poll. Yes, so what will be its answer? What will be its answer? Its answer will be analogous structure, which represent convergent evolution, right? Chalo. Now, next is according to Hugo de Vries, mechanism of evolution is, your options are multi-step mutation, saltation, phenotypic variation, yeah, minor mutation. What will be its answer, class? Please answer it quickly. भाई जल्दी से आंसर करिए. I am launching poll. I am launching poll. Okay. What about others? Please participate in the poll. Okay. Now I am ending poll. So most of you have answered B. That is correct, right? Saltation was given by Hugo de Vries, means single step and large mutation, right? So its answer will be B. Okay. Now, this question is for the homework. I hope you have got all the concept. If you guys have still any question, then please ask me through the chat box. I'll try my best to answer all your doubts and queries. Please let me know through the chat box if you guys want to know anything else. We still have 1 minute left. Did you get all the concept? At least you can get thumbs up. किसी भी तरह का doubt है, whether you feeling that this is very dumb doubt or you can ask me. Please feel free to ask. Okay, so now your homework is that question, and another one is you have to go NCERT textbook like line by line, because each line is very important. In each line there is a lot of information. So please go through your NCERT, and that's it from my side. I wish you all the best for your exams. Hope we will meet soon. That's it from my side. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.